All right. Good evening, everybody. I hope that you had a wonderful day. If you're out there, just say hey. And I always say, I am going to be quick. But today is day 36. And also, it is Saturday, which means we have church in the morning. Maybe you don't have church, but I know I do. And so I'm going to have to make this a little faster than I would normally make it. However, the lesson is important the same way. Shout out to everybody who have been graduating in this season. And that's actually the topic I wanted to get on today um, is the lesson I learned, which is it comes from, let me see if I was able to find it. Actually, I don't know why, but it's not holding. But anyway, it was yesterday's topic and yesterday's scripture, which is Ecclesiastes 3, chapter 1. And it says, "For everything there is a season, a time for every activity under the sun." That's Ecclesiastes 3, verse 1. There is a time and season for everything. Um, and it says a time for every activity under the sun. So yesterday I talked about doing a summer bucket list, and today I just want to talk about the importance. It's a little more serious of knowing our season. So if you're out there, say hey, because like I said, I won't be here long, but I would love to talk to you, and it's to be a conversation for us today. So if you're out there, say hey. And I just wanted to talk about a few lessons that I learned today about this, of just the importance of knowing what season you're in. Uh, I was watching something on TV, and the lady said, she said, I don't know what show this was because I really wasn't paying attention that much to it. But the person had on something, and then the lady was like, basically, that is not going to work because it's out of season. I just think that hit my spirit because it looked cool, but it wasn't fitting for the season that they were in. And it just started hitting me. Hey, Ben, what's up, buddy, bro? It just hit me about the importance of knowing what season we're in. And just a few things about that. And also, just thinking about the weather and things, I was thinking, yeah, if you think about the weather, depending on where you are, it feels differently in different seasons. But it also made me reflect that sometimes they don't match. Like, so it'll be really warm, but it's supposed to be late fall, early winter. And so the season and the conditions are not always going to match, but your conditions can be an indicator of what season you're in life. Once again, they may not always match. So you can't always tell your season, the season that you're in life, based on the conditions that you're in. But it could be an indicator. I want to say this too. It's also not based on how you feel, because I was thinking about that earlier today, and I know there's some stuff I'm supposed to get done in this season. And I'm like, but I don't feel like doing it. And so I was like, you know what? Also, is it does not determine your season is with feelings, because some of us will never feel like winter, like we want a winter time, but the winter time does come, you know. And so I think it's two things that help us to know what season we're in. One is time, like timing. It's very important to know what season we're in. And the other thing is discernment, like being able to discern the season you are in life really does take prayer. Now, sometimes you get to a certain age and you're like, okay, it's this season. And I started thinking about just in nature, the different types of seasons, because I was really thinking about this once I started, when you think about crops and things, like there's a season for planting, there's a season where you're just watering, and then there's a season for harvest and harvesting. And if you try to do like all of that at one time, it's not going to be successful at all. But that's what we try to do sometimes in life, because we don't realize the season, because the conditions do change a little bit with each season. But once again, it's not always the best indicator. However, you do need to know what you're supposed to be doing in this season. And that's what I'm saying tonight, is just know what season you're in. For some of us, it could be a season for dreaming, and for just dreaming, just coming up with with all these, ideas and a season of creativity. For others, it could be a season of writing. Like this is your season for you're supposed to be writing something. And maybe for somebody else, it's a season of transition. But you need to know what season you're in. And not try to do everything at once. Hey, Val, how are you? And so that's one of the things I just wanted to bring to you today. And here's the thing, I'm going to tell you this for a fact. If you cannot discern the season and you miss the season, it doesn't mean it's too late, but it may mean it will get harder once again because those conditions may change. So it doesn't make it impossible. Like if you missed your writing season or your season of creativity when the conditions were perfect or they were better for it, it just means that it may be harder in the future. And that's what I'm learning. Like there's some things I missed, but God has shown me it's not impossible, but you can keep pressing through. So that is my thoughts for today. It's just the lesson I learned. Know what season you're in and start writing it down because this is so, so, so important. I know I'm coming and going very quickly tonight, but I just wanted to share that lesson because it's really convicted me. Like, Zika, it doesn't matter what you feel. It doesn't matter. Like today it may be raining or the conditions may not be the best, but let those be indicators, but don't let those things decide what you try to do in the season that you're in right now. So once again, I pray that this blesses you and that you share it with yourself. So be able to journal about it, like just being able to discern, like what is happening in this season? What should I be sowing? Or maybe this is a watering season. Maybe this is a harvesting season because I've sown and I've watered and I've done the weeding in my life and this is a harvesting time. But when you know what season you're in, it helps not to be disappointed. Catastrophes do come and go. Let's all be clear about that. But it helps us to know what actions we will be taking. So like I said, for some of us, it's a season of entering into new things, of building things. For the others, maybe you're maintaining in a season of sustaining. And then for others, it really could be a season where you're transitioning. And discernment and timing will be key. So I pray you all that you learn the lesson I did, which is know what season you're in. Because if you don't, you're like that person who's either wearing flip-flops in the snowstorm or that person who is wearing, the big puffy coat in the 80 degree, 90 degree weather. Okay. We got to know the seasons we're in. I pray that you have an awesome evening and a wonderful day. I know I've come and gone very quickly, but let this be a lesson for you just to meditate on, seek God about, know what season you're in. All right. Thank you. That's the lesson I took for today. Have a wonderful night and a beautiful day. Bye-bye, you guys.